Well, hello there. Welcome to another exciting edition of So in a Bourbon. I'm Glenn. This is Charlie. And Charlie, we've got a couple sample bottles on the bar tonight. Why don't you tell them what they are?
Tonight we have poison. No, I'm just kidding. It's K.Luke. Could be poison. Stay tuned and find out.
All right, so K.Luke.
That's right.
It's been one of those names that has popped up in recent history, past what, year or two?
As per usual, we are finger on the pulse. Like we're doing it, right at the get-go.
Finger on the pulse. We're way ahead.
2 years afterwards. But no, our great friend Ron Richardson sent us some samples, which
Thank you, Ron.
We hope is bourbon and not poison. If it is, either way, it's going to be an interesting episode.
We lived a good life, right?
Whatever. So yeah, K.Luke is a non-distilling producer. They are a blender. It is Jonathan, Italian name, Maisano. We're going to go with Maisano. Maisano.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jonathan, he's not watching. But really quickly, this is from their website. He made his first single barrel trip to Kentucky in summer of 2014. Since then, he's tasted over 1,600 barrels.
1,600.
It's a lot.
Holy smokes.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. He is a first level certified sommelier through the Court of Master Sommeliers. You want to talk about a good time?
I did that.
Yeah. You want to talk about a good time? Hang out with the Court of Master Sommeliers. Those guys party. It's awesome.
Yes, they do.
What makes his selection process unique, and this is actually cool, is that he does it blind. When he goes to a place, he sources bourbon from Indiana and Kentucky. That's what it says on the website, no Tennessee or any place else. He just asks for barrels and he tastes them. He doesn't ask about the age, the proof, to my understanding, the mash bill. The only determining factor that truly matters is the whiskey in the glass. So he partners with his co-owner, his wife.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool. So he's truly tasting these barrels blind, and he's picking them just on taste and smell and his perception alone, right?
And then not only that, you're tasting it and then saying this would be good with that one, and blending them together. So let's get into it, right? Let's get into it. So
do we know what K.Luke stands for?
Kluke. It's short for Kluke. We are going to do K.Luke Batch 6 first. This is a barrel proof blend. So they have different blends. They have a 100 proof blend, barrel proof blend, toasted, single barrels, something else.
You pour, I'll tell them the rest. So this is 118.8 proof, bottled August 23rd of 23. Total batch yield
1,524 bottles.
I need my glasses.
So I'll read. So yeah.
Thank you, Charlie.
So here we go.
So 119.8 proof. It's pretty.
Yeah. Has a nice kind of amber color. Looks nice. Maybe a shade of brown there, like a leather.
A little bit of brown. It's got some nice legs to it.
It's not sticking a lot.
No, it's running down the glass. But they're kind of skinny little legs, aren't they?
I don't think Glenn can see. Let's nose it.
I feel like there's a little bit of rye in that mash bill. Maybe 15% or more.
Yeah, I get a little waft of ethanol that kind of gets you, but it's almost 120 proof. I got, on my first nose, cherry cola. And then on my second nose, I'm like, ooh, there's a little depth of flavor, a little darkness in there.
It's a little reminiscent of some wild turkey there, isn't it?
A little, yeah, a little. It's sweet and spicy. It's not floral. It's not fruity at all, at least on the nose. Let's taste it. It
does have some, that's really tickling the nostrils.
Yeah.
There. Cheers.
Kluke. You're going to make me go first, aren't you?
Up to you.
All right.
All right, I'll go first. So, first The first thing I notice is the way it hits your mouth.
Yeah.
It's kind of, it's crisp, but it's got a heavy feel to it. And you get a real spiciness and a sweetness all kind of hits you all at the same time.
Yeah.
You go, and I want to process a little bit.
So, totally agree with you. I felt like the mouthfeel was very, like almost effervescent. Very, like it's not a viscous mouthfeel to me. It's very light, but when it hits your mouth, it just grabs you.
Kind of explodes.
Yeah, sweet and spicy. Tongue's gonna tickle. I have to believe there's a good amount of rye in the mash bill. But it's just kind of good classic bourbon. The nose carries through, I'll tell you that. There's not a lot of fruit, if any. There's no kind of floral notes. It is hardcore sweet and spice and oak.
Some cinnamon there.
Yeah, it's definitely on the sweet and spicy side.
Lots of caramel. A little bit of chocolate. It's got a nice finish to it. It lingers.
It does.
For sure.
I'll tell you what lingers almost more than the oakiness is the spiciness. Mm-hmm. Like the spiciness kind of starts on the outside of your tongue, and then as it fades, even the middle of your tongue kind of gets it.
I've got the backside of my lips.
Yep.
Spicy right up front.
Yeah, it gets in your mouth. So the next one, let's palate cleanse. The next one we have is a toasted barrel, which I will read because Glenn can't. This is batch 2 of the toasted barrel. Proof is 118.2, bottled on February 27th, 2024. Total batch yield is 1,772 bottles. So
I'm not the only one having trouble reading.
Well, mine's dyslexia, so. Mama said I don't read good.
Man, that thing's still finishing.
Yeah, even after the water. Put that cap on that so it doesn't spill.
Yes, sir.
Interesting.
So this is very similar in proof, 118.2.
So it also says the small batch blends are created by sourcing from several different distilleries in Kentucky and Indiana with different mash bills up to 36% rye.
Okay.
So
that makes sense.
Makes sense. And a variety of ages.
I almost feel like that first one was a mix between a bourbon and a rye.
Could have been. I mean, it's funky. So this one is a little more viscous, actually, even at the lower proof. Like this one's got a lot of cling. I mean, it's real syrupy. Kind of similar in color, kind of that amber, the brown.
Maybe a little lighter than the first one.
You think? I think it's a...
No, they're about the same.
Yeah. Whatever.
Prove me wrong again, Charlie.
Science.
This one's a little bit more muted on the nose.
It scares me a little bit.
I'm getting a little of that, like a dried, almost salted beef jerky type of nose there.
Are you having a stroke?
No.
Well, I was going to say I didn't get any ethanol, and then I kind of let it swirl around, and then I came back to it. I was like, oh, there it is.
No, there's definitely some ethanol on both of these.
You know, I get your beef jerky. I don't get the saltiness of it, but I definitely get kind of an earthy, meaty, almost like a barbecue-y smell.
Maybe not beef jerky, barbecue
smoke.
Or beef bouillon.
Yeah, it's not just smoke. It's definitely smoked meat. Kind of excited about this one. Don't laugh at smoked meat.
So this one kind of hits the mouth. Total opposite as the first one. I get the spiciness on the back of the tongue, where that one, as soon as it hit the tongue, it was boom right up front.
Yeah, almost like a delayed fuse.
Yeah, and I feel like this one's a lot more chocolatey.
Chocolatey and savory and that kind of. I wish you wouldn't have said beef bouillon.
Because I don't really get that on the palate now.
Well, I get that smoked kind of meat. man, not what I was expecting from a toasted barrel. Like traditionally what a toasted, what I think, like an Elijah Craig toasted or something like that. This is a deep, oaky, smoky flavor profile in here, and the spice comes through at the end. Really unique.
Just enough of that spice at the end. Once again, I'm getting a lot of chocolate on it, and then there's a little bit of fruitiness. Not like a super sweet fruit, but I'm trying to place it what it kind of reminds me of. You can talk now.
I'm going to talk now. No, I'm really enjoying both of these. So one of the reasons, first of all, thank you again to Ron for the samples.
Thank you.
K.Luke is a non-distilling producer, and in this bourbon economy, a lot of NDPs are taking it on the chin. They're having a hard time because when people don't have disposable income, they go back to the tried and true. They're not going to maybe necessarily fork over that $50, $60, $100+ for a mystery bourbon, right? Like, because I just don't know. So we were going to I wanted to talk about that in the episode, but I'm really enjoying both of these.
I am too.
They're very unique, and they're very different from, I'm trying to think of like what I would compare them to. Like, that's always my biggest fear. Like, what does it taste like?
So I'm getting on the finish, I'm getting some black pepper now.
Yeah.
And now I'm going back to the nose, and it's a little, is it tobacco? Is that what I'm getting?
There's definitely a smokiness there, but I feel like these are really good. But, the rub is they retail for $100+. But they're all limited releases, right? There's less than, 1,800 bottles of one and 1,600 bottles. And when you think about 50 states, that goes pretty quick. So
what would you pay $100 for either one of these?
Oh, man, I tell you, I've paid $100 for a lot worse. I like both of these. I really like that toasted.
Yeah.
That toasted is really unique.
Both interesting bottles.
Both are interesting.
Unique, dynamic.
Yeah. I really like both of them.
Let me go back to the first one.
I am too. I'm going to drink a water. Talk about something else before you drink coffee.
So, let's talk about your childhood.
I was raised a poor black child in Mississippi.
Let's talk about merch.
The bourbon economy is here, and a vote for So Into Bourbon is a vote for the bourbon economy. It's our call, our cry.
Make bourbon affordable again.
A lot of people say it. I don't say it. Other people do. But get on. We've got a dang web store. We got all this awesome stuff. What are you guys doing? Don't you want to make bourbon affordable shirt to wear to a distillery, and a So Into Bourbon hat to tell people, and a So Into Bourbon golf towel?
Damn good looking hat, Charlie.
It is a dang good looking hat, and my head is huge and doesn't look good in hats. So, look at that hat. All available. Support So Into Bourbon.
And this golf towel.
And the golf towel.
My gosh, you could drive your car with that. It's like a chamois.
It is. It's microfiber.
ShamWow. And this could be yours for 3 easy payments of $3.99.
We will. That's not how much it is.
Not
but check out our web store. So it's there. You ask if I would pay the $100. I don't know. I really like both of these. I think I probably would lean toward it after hearing the story and then tasting it. I think I probably would be like, okay. Now,
I want to drink some more of it. I want to experience a little bit more of it before I make that kind of judgment.
Now, things that it's hard. NDPs are tough, right? Like, because a lot of it's mystery, but we don't know where it came from. We don't know how old it is. We don't know what the mash bill is unless they put all that. I feel like K.Luke does a great job. Like, on their website, not only does it have links to where you can purchase them from Seal Box and Shared Pour when available, it also has all their releases. So it breaks down like every type of release, whether it's the 100 proof, the barrel proof, blah, 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 and then all of the batches and then all of the details. So I appreciate the transparency very much, like when you can get it. But I think that's the biggest thing that MDPs are going to...
Transparent while not being transparent.
Correct. Like, at least they give us a little. Because
Right,
there's a lot that gives you nothing. Like I've seen, we've all seen it, $99 for that bottle. Well, what is it? Well, it's Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey.
Yeah, and it's, you know, should it matter as long as it's good? I don't know, maybe not.
Yeah, but you
I like to know. I'm more willing to pay a lot of money for something if I know the origin, if I know that it was produced, you know, that it was grained in glass or whatever, that it was produced by the actual company that's put their name on it, right? Yeah. Doesn't mean I won't pay more for something that's sourced. There's some great sourced whiskeys out there. So,
I think it comes down to trust though, right?
Yeah,
like
for sure.
You have to look at that label and look at that name, and you have to know the story, and you have to trust that it's going to be good. And that's why we're doing the episode, because I didn't know anything about K.Luke, and thanks to our friend Ron, now we do.
Absolutely.
We delved in, and if I see it again, I may pick up a bottle.
Yeah, for sure I would. I mean, I just said it. I said for sure I would. So there we are. That answers the question, right?
We call that conflicted. I drank and then I'd changed my mind.
But I want to thank Ron for sending these samples, because of him, we didn't have to fork over $100 or $200 for both of these bottles. So
and we got to taste them.
Really appreciate you. And we're going to wrap this up. So why don't you tell them what we'd love for them to do before we do?
We would love for you to do
before we do.
Before we do what we do, I want you to do
is
follow us on our socials, including here on YouTube, like and subscribe, Instagram, So Into Bourbon, and Glenn's TikTok at Whiskey Realtor.
And as always, keep those wallets loose.
And your bungholes
tight.
Good night, everybody.
Peace out.
K.Luke. They do what they do. Doobie
What they do. And they do.
Do you want to do it serious?
No. Okay. Are you ready?
Yep.
All right.
Here we go.
Teeny tiny
Here we go
little bottles.
Here we go now. 1. Action.